Okay, this story's out of Wisconsin. It's a couple days old. I've been wanting to talk about this. So, a Wisconsin business here denies firing an employee for posting pro-Trump comments on social media. So, what you have here is a dental practice in Wisconsin. His name is Precision Dental MKE. This is, sorry, a woman by the name of Robin Polak, who worked as the Precision Dental MKE dentist in Milwaukee, has stated that she's been let go for spouting racist comments. Well, here's the problem. Um, the problem is that I don't know if her comments are racist. Polak's face, it says your Facebook shows that she shows her posting a pro-Trump article from the Daily Wire with the message, at the end of the day, we're extremely lucky to have an amazing president. I don't care what anyone says. Hey, you have a right to like or hate the president no matter who the president is. That's fine. She also posted MAGA 2020 underneath the news stories about Trump's rally in Milwaukee in January. That's okay, so she's a Trump supporter. Big deal. Do I feel like, and she said, according to reports, Paul posted meetings online suggests Barack Obama is a leader of the Islamic State militant group. Yeah, that stuff's been out there. This says, they asked her, says, do I feel like Obama's the leader of ISIS? Absolutely not. She just thinks it's funny. All right. It's my freedom of speech. At the end of the day, it's my right to defend how I believe. And she goes on to say here, and I know I'm kind of reading this, but she goes, she says here she has African American siblings and has Native American ancestry. And maybe she does. Maybe she has a family where her mom married someone, and she has maybe they've adopted some kids from Africa, or that her mom married a mom or dad married someone who was black, and because here's her picture, right? I think her picture's down here. So she has, black people in her family. Maybe these siblings are people that like her parents, like I said, maybe her parents married a black person. Mom married a black guy, dad married a black woman. They had kids, and either they had kids from a previous marriage or they had kids together, and therefore she has black siblings, where they're half or step siblings. So she says she did, right? Now here's what's interesting. After negative review of left on Precision's Facebook, the company replied, I'm so very sorry I've learned that this was posted. We are handling the situation in-house to speak. It sure office does not share those beliefs. First off, don't ever apologize to these people. Do not ever. What you do, I've seen people get posted negative reviews, and what I have seen on negative reviews from companies, I was looking for a lawyer for something. The lawyer, I would look at the reviews, and I see a 1-star review, and one thing the person says is, I'm sorry, I've never had business with you. Will you please contact me to find out, tell me what's going on? Because they may have mistakenly given it to the wrong person. And some people give 1 reviews because they're just whatever. But, all right. And actually, for Yelp and stuff, you can get that removed. Like, hey, this person's never done business with us. This is over something someone else did, or we've been mistaken. And Yelp will sometimes remove negative reviews if it's based on people who've never been there or anything. The office manager says for the review they got on their Facebook page, but name wasn't on there, and they assumed it was me because I'm the only Republican. Well, like I said, it's really suspicious that someone complains about her stuff on Facebook, and they go to her employer and go, can you, like in some, like I'm from Texas, so I kind of mentioned this because I happen to know this, thanks to Nick Ricada, that who's been following the Vic Mignogna case, that I don't know Milwaukee what Wisconsin law is, because each state's different. But if Wisconsin law says that you can't fire people without cause, or if you fire people with cause, they have to be able to prove it, and they fired her without cause, or without proper cause, or with cause that wasn't true, then she could sue the company. In Texas, you can't really sue the company for firing you unless they say something like, well, we fired the person because of this, and it was something that you really can't fire someone for. And then, and that's kind of, it'd have to be for some racist reason or something. But in Texas, though, you can sue the person that got you fired, unless you're doing a fireable offense. And I always like to mention this because, for example, in Texas, and Texas is the easiest one to do this in, from what I understand. I don't know all. There's 50 different states, so the way it is in Texas, if you get fired, you can't really sue your employer unless they do. It's hard to. It isn't impossible. It's just hard to. But if someone tells them something that gets you fired, unless there is a caveat to this. If a person is doing a fireable offense and you report them for it because of how they're performing their job or what they're doing on the job or what they're doing in representing of the company they work for, then you can fire them. Okay? And you can get them fired because they're doing a fireable offense. And on the other hand, here in Texas, this is Wisconsin, so they don't have these same laws. In Texas, if I go and say, I think you should fire this person because of what they posted on Facebook, and they fire them for that, let's say they fire them for cause, but I talked to them before they fired them, well, that person can sue me for tortious interference of a contract. And that's why you got to be careful when you do stuff like this. Listen, I think people should only be fired from their job if that person could be a complete a-hole on the internet. If they go to the job and they do good work, they shouldn't be fired. Now, if the employer saw what she did on Facebook on their own and decided to let her go, well, that's a different story. I don't know what the laws are in Wisconsin, but she may or may not have a case. And she'll get a job somewhere else. The company received a string of one-star reviews on Google in the wake of Polak's firing from those disagreeing with the decision, which appeared to have been removed. Well, yeah, you don't give a company a one-star review if you've never been there. Okay? I don't agree with that. We're just going to ratio you into the ground because you did something we didn't like. Well, what the company did was pretty... No, we don't know why she was fired. I mean, she could have been... We don't know what type of employee she was. We don't know. But this could have been just they may have been wanting to get rid of her, but she said she was the only Republican in the office. And they've been probably wanting to get rid of her. Or there are people who work there who would want her to be gone because she's a Republican. There are people like that. There are I don't care about what your political beliefs are. You're an American, you have what political beliefs you want. If you want to be a communist, be a communist. I think communism and socialism are horrendous. But, well, actually, no, I don't believe I know communism and socialism are horrendous. Look at Venezuela. Look at the former Soviet Union. Look at the crap that we've seen governments do to its people around the world under ideas of socialism and communism. So, yeah, you can be that, but whatever. We confirm, however, no employee has ever been terminated for the political or their support or position of the president or any other candidate. Polak has been contacted for further comment. Now, this woman, Robin Polak, has gone on and been interviewed, not on Newsweek, but other places. I just use Newsweek because, well, it's there. Long story short, I don't know if she has a case or not. I don't know what Wisconsin law is, but if they did fire her, I'm going to kind of do a synopsis into here. If they did fire her because of her political beliefs or what she posted on Facebook, and they let the outrage mob get her fired, well, shame on them, and shame on the people wanting to get her fired because how dare she think differently and put in jokes you don't like. All right. First off, whenever I've had a job, I've never put on where I worked. I put on where I used to work, but I've never put on where I worked at the time, because it's none of their damn business. And a lot of that stuff isn't available for public consumption. That's about it. That's never put on Facebook where you work. If you do, only let certain people know that you know aren't going to screw you. Just saying that. Now, like I said, if they did fire her for that, screw them, F them. They can go to hell. Now, if they fired her because she wasn't a good employee and that she was causing problems at work and she was there were problems that she was causing in the background, or there were problems that were being caused, and that they just finally had about enough of her, that's a different story, and maybe they needed to fire her for cause. I don't know why they fired her. Um, this may have been something a long time coming, and they finally had a chance to get rid of her, and they did. If they bowed down to the outrage mob, and this one was a good worker, or she did her job like she was supposed to, and she did the work that they needed, then screw them. They can go to hell. That's about it.